Hello.
Hi. Hello. Hi, peoples. We're back. It's us. It's October. It's spooky season. Spooky season. Spooky season. It's been a while since we did this.
It has been.
But it's fun. I like making them more like events. They're more fun that way, I think.
I agree.
Because
This is the Halloween spooky.
This is the Halloween spooky edition. Spooky edition.
MediaByte.
MediaByte. Arr. I really don't think about what I'm doing until after I've done it when I'm recording these things, and then I'm like, oh shit.
Spooky bite.
I'm going to make 40 people are going to listen to this and watch me do that. And
True.
I'll be 55 and this will still be on the internet.
Very true.
And I don't want to do that.
Digital footprint.
This is my digital footprint. Is buttholes. What?
Cut that out.
Oh god. Okay. If that's not obvious enough, we don't know where the hell this is going.
I do.
He knows. Alright, where are we going with this?
What's your favorite scary movie of all time?
Oh,
This is the guy to ask this question to.
no it's not, because I got like a list of like 100.
The top. Give you 3, and then I'll give
Three?
myself 3.
3.
Top 3 horror movies.
If I had to pick 3, shit. Just don't want to I just don't want to take any out. Just so we can get a broad range of categories. The Blair Witch Project, then The Shining, and then Halloween. If I had to pick from different categories, that's what I would pick. But I like too many horror movies. It doesn't really. You don't really get to I don't really have I like too many.
Yeah.
And especially in that category because I can rattle off 15 more right off the top of my head that I like as much as any of those 3.
Mm-hmm.
But those are the 3 that I always just pick if somebody told me what to pick.
Okay.
What are your 3?
My 3?
Yes, your 3.
My top favorite scary movie would probably be they're spinning in
He's
there.
He's spinning over there.
I don't know. What was the question? No, sorry. Probably Sinister is up there.
Mm-hmm.
That one was really good. That was just probably one of the more scary movies I've ever seen. And then Babadook. Okay. Babadook, Sinister, and then Halloween. Original Halloween. I think that's a good.
It's been a while since I've seen Babadook.
We need to watch it again. Oh, I was just thinking about
I wonder, because I've seen probably close to 400 horror movies since then.
that.
And so I bet going back to it, it's not as scary.
Yeah.
I bet you it's not as scary now compared to when I was freaking
It was. I think
12,
that was the first.
12 years old.
That was the first actual horror movie I would consider us watching. Like that. Well, maybe that's a lie. We did watch Saw before that. I feel like we did.
Well, we did. We saw Saw before that, I think,
Uh-huh.
but not by that much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is the Scary Movie Podcast. Hello. We're talking about scary movies now. Well, yeah, it's Halloween. I've always loved Halloween. I mean, it's been my favorite since before I can remember.
Yeah, I agree.
I remember being so young and loving Halloween, and especially this is one of my the separation between liking Halloween because you get candy, and the separation between it's spooky and liking candy was when we watched Saw for the first time, because that was Halloween night when I was 13 years old.
Yeah.
So going to bed right after the ending of Saw is
It's just
that's
sitting there.
horrifying.
Yeah. Especially with that freaking ending.
That ending, and then you just gotta sit there while he's fucking screaming. And then remember, Dad was just like, all right, bedtime.
Yeah.
And we just went to bed, like immediately afterwards. It fucking screaming. That ending of Saw will still get me.
Yeah, I'll never forget that.
Like, oh my god.
And we, during the pandemic, I don't know, maybe we talked about this already. I feel like we did probably one of the podcasts.
We might have.
But we
Watched
watched
through all of
we
them.
literally, I was gone for 2 weeks because it was right after COVID started. It was like 20. I think it might have been 2021.
It was the first
early
time
21.
Was it Mom?
It was when Mom caught it.
Mom caught it or something like that.
Uh-huh.
Or she was exposed to it or something.
Yeah.
And so we couldn't go anywhere
We
for 2
literally
weeks.
had nothing to do. So every night for 2 weeks we watched
all of them.
all of them.
Like,
I think we probably
watched it in like 3 or 4 days.
Uh-huh.
But
And it was so cool
It's-
watching them like that.
It was.
Because it plays almost like a TV show if you watch
Mm-hmm.
them all together like that.
And I don't think if we watched them separately, like, not that way, I wouldn't have liked them.
No, I don't think so either. I think if
'Cause,
we
like-
had to wait a year in between each of them.
Because because I also don't really love, like, how much Saw turned into torture porn. Like, that's all the Saw was for a while. And I don't think if we weren't, like, because we kind of were playing into how cheesy it is, like, how fucking soap drama. It's just it's just a horror movie franchise soap
But, like,
drama.
it's
Like,
entertaining.
It's an entertaining soap drama. That's
Yeah.
all it is. It's not like I loved.
I feel like a serialized Saw TV show
It would have been
freaking awesome.
because, and I loved. Watching them in order like that is absolutely ridiculous because they pull out. So it's like, it'll show like Amanda doing something, and then like, remember it was Jigsaw's wife got stabbed in the hospital by the one person that he put into the his first person he put into one of his traps. And then you zoom out one more time in the next movie, you see Amanda there, who was like with the other dude. And then you zoom out again, and you see Amanda. That's how Amanda was brought there. Like the next movie later.
Yeah.
And then the movie after that, it's like, okay, why are we doing this? What, like, it's so obvious that they're just like writing it further and further every time they go down. It's like, it's like Jigsaw was just hiding behind the corner. He was just hiding behind the corner. He was just over the stairs. You know, he's just like right over there. We just gotta wait till the next movie, and then he'll be over there. I don't know. I think that's incredibly dumb.
It is stupid, but
Very,
I feel like
very
they're
stupid.
entertaining.
They're entertaining. Like, there's no doubt about that. It's just,
Yeah. They're very meh.
yeah.
We just saw Halloween Ends.
Yeah. So we'll go. We've always done it. Spoiler free first.
Mm-hmm.
No spoilers at all. Which is going to be hard to do this for this movie.
Yeah.
Don't spoil it. And then, we can go and do it further. So I mean, do it very generically, because like, don't spoil anything, because it's going to be hard to not spoil anything. So I'm just making sure you know.
Okay.
I mean, it's, in my personal opinion, I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I tweeted this on Twitter, like, right after I saw it, and this is kind of how I view it. The only spoiler-free, like, review I can give for it is, if you have wanted this movie to be, like, Halloween Ends, like Halloween 1978 version 380, where Michael Myers just stabs a million people over and over again and nothing changes, then you're fine. Then you got your, like, this is not for you. Like, they didn't make this movie for you.
Yeah.
And I loved that, because if I wanted to see the first Halloween, guess what? I'll just go watch the first Halloween.
Yeah.
Like, I don't come to this movie to just watch Michael Myers stab 9 more people over and over and over and over and over again. And we're not gonna get into that. If you didn't like Halloween Kills, you won't like this movie. Because Halloween Kills was so much different than
Yeah.
like that's kind of how I view it. If you can't even like appreciate what Halloween Kills did, you're not gonna like this movie. And I don't know.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I think that you really have to like love those movies in order to enjoy that last one. I feel like you have to be a big fan of the Halloween, because it's in the title ends. It's kind of a closed off. It puts a bracket on the like the trilogy in the first one. You know what I mean?
I agree and don't. I actually think the opposite of what you said. I think this is the movie that people who don't like the franchise can get introduced to more than like a Halloween Kills or like 2018. Because, well, here. So if you haven't seen it, skip ahead just a few minutes, because we'll be talking about it for just a few minutes. So this is your spoiler warning. Don't. You can skip ahead if you don't want us to hear about it. So the reason I'm saying that is I feel like, again, spoiler warnings. I feel like because, so basically, there's Corey and everything that happens with him where he becomes a version of Michael Myers, right? In like Halloween 2018, for example, every other scene is an homage to a different Halloween movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And with this movie, you're watching the beginning of the murderer that's throughout most of the movie, and the end of the killer throughout the entire movie.
Yeah.
You just have to know that Michael Myers, what happened at the end of Halloween Kills. That's all you have to know. All you have to have seen to like this movie is Halloween Kills and the first one of this trilogy.
Yeah.
That's all you have to have.
And I feel like a lot of people didn't like the bait of what's his name, Corey.
Mm-hmm.
But like I felt like that was awesome. They were like making fun of other horror movies. They were making fun of requels, in my opinion.
Oh, they were.
I don't know if I feel like they were by just having him like this. It was kind of like they were passing off the torch, but they ended up fucking killing the guy at the end of the movie.
Well, I think what they were doing, at least from what I'm able to understand, is I think Michael Myers, I think this was the first movie where we got any hints of supernatural Michael Myers. Like, at all, because he's the shape. Like, Michael Myers is the name of the boy which the shape inhabits. And after Halloween Kills, he's hiding in the sewer. And remember that scene where he's like shivering after he's like stabbing the dude 5 times? That's, I think, the shape repairing itself. I think that's him like regaining like life. And I think by killing Corey, it's like showing like, okay, well now fuck you.
Yeah.
I was just using you to get me back to this point. And then that's what I'm thinking, at least.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense. But honestly, I don't think I would have minded if they would have gave it to him. I feel like they really did a good job with his character a little bit.
The one thing I can wish, though, I wish that, do you know who played Oscar in Halloween 2018?
No, I don't remember that character.
There's a guy, he gets impaled in the fence. It's Allison's boyfriend's friend. It's like one of their friends.
Okay. Yeah.
I wish that instead of letting him die in that movie, I wish they gave Corey's character to him, or made Corey that character, and then he was in Halloween Kills, and then we find out like he killed somebody, and everything that happens in Halloween Ends. It would have made more sense. Like it would have fit. It would have tied everything in more if that happened. But I honestly didn't mind it very much. Like, okay, I'll put it this way. You have to be willing to give yourself over to it. Because the biggest criticism I'm seeing are from people who... Gotta be careful with my words here. People who would buy a ticket to Halloween 1978 every year for the rest of their life.
Uh,
Like, they would, like, if they would watch the remake, if it was shot for shot, line for line, actor for actor, and they just branded it as new every single year for the rest of their entire lives.
yeah.
And, like, they want everybody to act the same, written the same, be the same movie every year for the rest of their lives. Those people are not going to like this movie.
Yeah. Yeah,
and,
I agree.
And that's fine. I mean, just go watch the movie you like. And I'm not, if you don't like this movie, good for you. Just make sure you don't like it for a reason that the movie can, like, a fault of the movie. Not for a fault of you. Like, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Like, if you went into it and gave it a fair chance, don't have any expectations, that's what I think the biggest problem is. I think people went into it with so much expectation, and then were like, just done. They were like, oh, that's stupid.
yeah.
Where if you don't go into it with any expectation, you just let the movie, like, override yourself, you're gonna love it.
Yeah, I agree.
And let's talk about this for a second. They knew what the fuck they were doing.
They knew the story.
They're not
they wanted
fucking
to
stupid.
tell.
I mean, think about it for a second. So the first Halloween is basically a retelling of the first Halloween, 1978. So Halloween 2018 is just a retelling of 2018.
Yeah.
Right? Halloween Kills is just a weird reshaped version of Halloween 2. The title cards for fucking this movie is literally the title cards for Halloween 3. They knew this is basically the second anthology movie in the Halloween franchise.
Yeah.
Like, that's what this is. Like, it's basically the second anthology movie for these movies. Like, in 20 years from now, this movie is going to be number 4.
That's a good idea. Here's my next thought. You think they'll, like, remake Halloween 3 and then, or continue to make anthology movies under the Halloween name now? Because I feel like that would be really. I feel like this is a good opportunity to go back to that idea.
Well, now is the time to do it. I don't think.
I would love
I want a remake of Season of the Witch.
That would be friggin' awesome. I feel like it could. If
it could
was
be like
really scary if they did it right.
It can be really scary. However, I don't think. You'd have to remake Season of the Witch, and then do kind of like what ifs with Michael Myers.
Yeah.
Because I still don't think you can make a Halloween movie using the Halloween name, and it not include Michael Myers to some degree. Unless it's Season of the Witch.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I think this movie works so fucking well, is that it was like, he was a copycat killer.
Yeah.
I don't think you can make this movie. Like, I don't think you can make this movie where he picks up the mask and he's the only Michael Myers. Like, this movie doesn't work without that ending. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't work. Like, I don't, personally, it wouldn't work if it didn't have that ending that it has. And so I don't think it would work without having that ending. And so I don't think you can make a movie where it's just the copycat killer.
Yeah. But, like, some of the gore.
I mean, he fucking went at the fucking blowtorch and puts it in his mouth.
That was disgusting. That was awful. And when he fucking... I, like, literally... when he chopped his tongue off in the theater and you saw the scissors go through it, I don't know if you heard me, but I literally screamed. I was like, oh!
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like...
And there were times where this movie... I cried. I'm a big boy. I'm going to admit it. I fucking was crying at the end of this movie. Like, I'm kind of getting goosebumps thinking about it again. We're never going to see Jamie Lee Curtis play that character again.
Yeah.
Ever. Yeah. She's never going to play that character again. And that's so fucking sad. I mean, it's been fucking 44 years now.
She's one of the... I think probably one of the more iconic. She's just as iconic as Michael is.
I think she's even more iconic by this point. Like, they're so linked together.
Yeah.
And oh god, I'm actually getting goosebumps. Like, you're not gonna be able to see it, but the hairs on my hands are literally sticking up. Like, They're sticking up. Like, I feel it on my arms. So, okay, major spoilers time. So the end of the movie, Michael Myers walks into her house, Jamie Lee Curtis's house, pretty much the first time that they've met in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
He picks up his mask, he puts it on, he kills Corey. Fucking hell yeah. Rock on.
Snaps that dude's neck, like, just like that.
Just like that.
Just
No
like that.
hesitation.
Nope.
Love that shit. But then they attack each other in the kitchen. He gets her down and she stabs him. And he puts her on the she stabs him. He's laying on the kitchen counter, like kitchen island. She stabs him. He sits up. He like pushes her. So he basically is just lying down. Fucking Laurie Strode pushes the refrigerator down on top of Michael and stabs his hands into the kitchen counter.
It felt like she was crucifying him.
It looked. I mean, his hands were like
this
out. And his hands were literally out. Like they were stretched out, like as far as you can go. And then she literally fucking, pretty sure she stabs him. And then she so she stabs him, and he looks like he's dying, basically, then, because he's got the fucking knife, like, right here in the middle of his chest. But it's fucking Michael Myers, so you know he's not dead. He has his hand, remember, he has his hand in his fucking arm, okay? Like, he has his hand pinned up into the counter.
By a knife.
By a knife, like a full fucking kitchen, like, chef's knife.
It's a butcher's knife, I think, is what that one was.
Yeah, whatever it is. He rips his hand, like, you don't see it, but it's literally what happened. He rips his hand out of the kitchen knife, and there's just a hole, he just fucking rips his hand open.
Yeah.
And he grabs Laurie by the neck and starts choking her. I was so fucking worried that she was gonna die.
Yeah, I was too.
And then Allison comes in and just like snaps his arm like up and backwards.
Yeah.
And then they both fucking cut his wrists like downwards, like slice his wrist open, and then cut his neck. Fuck yeah. Like, it's been 44 years, and no movie has done that.
Yeah.
The only thing close to it is H2O. Doesn't count, because resurrection exists. They didn't even have the balls to fucking kill him then.
Yeah.
I mean, they did, but I'm not gonna get into inside baseball shit. But, like, he's dead. He's fucking murdered. Like,
Yeah.
there is no Michael Myers anymore.
Yeah, which is cool.
And there's
And like the funeral,
the
like,
procession.
yeah, that was really cool.
They tie up his body to the top of Laurie's car, or the cop car, I don't remember, and drive him to the junkyard, which is like a big part of this movie, because it's where Corey works.
Yeah.
And you see people, like you see the little kid from the first movie of this trilogy. You see a bunch of different people who've like been throughout this movie, and then Laurie. So the body gets jumped into this, like basically it crunches up all the junk metal that they don't need. So they put his body like right before you get to that part, and she dumps his body into it, and then Allison turns on the thing, and Michael's body just gets churned up in this thing. Hell yeah. Fuck yes.
But I'm sorry
that guy.
for whoever had to watch what a body does when it goes through
To figure out what it's supposed to look like.
because that was
Horrifying.
awful. His brain, his head, like collapsed in on itself. That
Yeah.
his face fell down, and then the top of his head went around the back.
Yeah.
It was disgusting.
But watching her stand there, fucking over top of his dead body, yeah, that
was awesome. I feel like it was a great ending to the series. I think.
With Laurie Strode's, like, okay, I am going to get inside baseball. We are going to get inside baseball.
No baseball.
No, not baseball. We're not talking
Baseball's
about baseball.
boring.
It is very boring. So Mustafa Akkad and Malika Akkad. Mustafa Akkad sadly passed away back when I was born. I think 2003. No, actually earlier than that. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. In the early 2000s sometime. But in H2O's contract, Mustafa Akkad had basically in the contract when they were going to make H2O, it was written when they all signed on, they only wanted to make one movie. They only wanted to make H2O. Jamie Lee Curtis only wanted to do one movie. That was it. So what they did was Mustafa Akkad had written in the contract, hidden it in there somewhere, or they didn't read all of it. Something happened that Michael Myers cannot die. He could not die in that movie. Michael Myers cannot die, and every movie, like, that's what it was, right? And that's kind of the basis for all of them. That was the basis for the Rob Zombie remakes. He cannot die. That was the basis for it.
Uh-huh.
And so, no movie has killed him. In H2O, they chopped off his head, but it was just some dude wearing a Michael Myers mask. Like, when you left the theater, you thought they killed him. He didn't.
Uh-huh.
He wasn't dead. He was alive still. He just switched the head. So when you left H2O, you thought he was alive still. But then Resurrection comes out and fucks all of that up, and then Busta Rhymes comes in and... I don't know if you know this, but Michael Myers is a killer shark. Oh my god! He's a killer shark. He's a killer shark. Happy Halloween. Trick or treat, motherfucker. But, oh my god. They wrote that into a fucking Resurrection. They wrote that in. That's a line in that movie.
Yeah, it's funny.
Michael Myers gets his nuts shocked in that movie.
His balls?
His balls get shocked by Busta Rhymes. Explain that to me. Good lord.
That's crazy.
That's horrible. So basically, the reason I brought any of that up is, so I didn't expect them to kill him.
Uh-huh.
I wanted him to die. Badly. But I didn't expect them to actually fucking go through with it, because I didn't know if they were, like, legally allowed to go through with it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, in the contracts, that's what it's been. So I didn't know he was going to die. I really didn't know. I was hoping. But I don't know. Okay. Let's just go talk about something else. I don't know what else to talk about.
I don't either.
Goes.
Favorite candy?
I like candy. Bum ba dum ba dum bum bum. That was gonna be horribly loud. Screw you, audio listeners.
You can't see it, but I'm flipping you off.
Actually, we love our audio listeners. Specifically, the audio listeners.
Yeah. I'll give you the sucky.
Sucky, sucky, walkie, walkie. Sucky. Jesus Christ. What the fuck is this podcast?
I don't know.
But I hope you guys are enjoying it. This is fun. I like doing this. Okay, so I've loved horror movies since I was fucking young. I clearly remember this
And I got absolutely horrified at the Haunted Mansion at Disney World.
Yes, you did.
I was like damn near like
Because
I was seeing like ghosts in the walls.
They literally say that the ghosts are gonna follow you home, and I remember you being terrified by that.
I was like legitimately, we were in our hotel room or whatever we were. I couldn't sleep, even with the light on, because I was seeing fucking ghosts in the walls. I was like, something wrong with me as a little child.
I remember you fucking getting so, like, upset by that because you were upset by the ending of it when the three people in the ghost things are like, make sure one didn't follow you home.
Yeah.
That's what you were terrified by, because the fucking ghosts were gonna follow you by. I would have ridden that ride like 15 more times.
Yeah, it was fun.
I mean, my two favorite rides throughout all of Disney are that one and the Twilight Zone ride.
I love the
Like those are those are my two favorite rides the entire time.
Yeah.